What up, folks? It's that time of the week. The Friday night Schmacketh Down review. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this was a good show that was horribly, how would you say, set up. The places of the match card was wonky, okay? I'm going to tell you why. Because in the beginning of the show, it was hype, okay? It was amazing. And then you killed the hype by what everyone was anticipating. And put what? The Bloodline? Nobody wants the bloodline. We're tired of the bloodline. Okay, I'm sorry. I love me a little Roman Reigns and the bloodline story, but keep it as that. Like it's getting exhausting now to this point. I'm sorry. It is getting incredibly exhausting. I'm serious. We are tired of the bloodline. We opened up the show with Cody Rhodes going out there and welcoming everyone, welcoming Tulsa. But before he can continue saying anything important, he ended up saying or getting interrupted by Ricky Saints. All right, and which is crazy because this is a feud that a lot of us fans been wanting, and we finally got it. Too fast, in my opinion. I thought if they were gonna do it, they'd do it on a pay per view, but instead they decided to do it tonight on a SmackDown in the middle of spring on the first week of April or May. No, yeah, May. Like I guess, because like I said, WWE needs to get out of the needs to get into the uncomfortable and out of the comfortable with more title matches. And oh boy, are they doing it? They know that after WrestleMania, that a lot of fans leave, and a good way to keep people interactive and enjoying the show is having more title matches and giving the fans more of what they wanted. I guess you could say. Yeah, mucho excited for that feud, but unfortunately, I think they just wasted it. Did I just say did it? We then had Charlotte Flair versus JC Jane, not a tag match with Alexa and then another Fatal Influence, but we just had those two going at it, and it was a good match. Honestly, JC Jane still getting booed out the building. I don't know if now at this point it's a gimmick with the fans, like a united gimmick, or if people really do just hate her. I don't know yet. If it really is just people hating her, or if it's a gimmick to hate her, like we did with Dom and all that. But either way, it's awesome to see because a NXT rookie getting that type of a reaction, that's already elite for an NXT superstar. That's a future world champion right there. Okay, but Charlotte Flair, JC Jane was a really good match. Again, Charlotte Flair, one of the greatest in-ring workers for women and all time. Uh, Yeah, we had them attacking at the end, Fatal Influence, and then we had Rhea Ripley run out there and help out Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. And I initially thought we would get them at Backlash, but instead now we're just gonna get it on a random SmackDown. I guess so. I was hoping we'd get it on Backlash, just cause then we get more women's matches. Again, I have a whole video on this. Dodo, you gotta stop disrespecting women's wrestling like this and putting so many men's matches. Like, I hate to say it, but I really do think that one of their plans was to have Liv and Stephanie on this match on this card. But I think Stephanie really is hurt or injured. I don't know. But you gotta have more women's matches. I think you should add I don't know what other women's matches you could add. Because there's nothing else left to add. Maybe a tag match? I don't know. Maybe you have Paige and Nikki Bella or Brie Bella go out help the the three way the six woman tag, and then they end up challenging Fatal Influence for the tag titles at Backlash. But I don't know what other women's match could you add besides Liv and Stephanie. I don't know. Next up, we had a segment with Miz and Kit Wilson where they had a briefcase full of $40,000, and their plan was to prank Danhausen by having a big powder explosion in front of Danhausen to where they blind him and then they attack him. But instead, when he opened it, nothing happened. And then he ended up stealing the $40,000. Not stealing, because it was just there for the tanking and it said free. So technically, it's not stealing, right? I don't know. But it didn't work. Kit Wilson and the Miz got confused, and then they ended up opening the suitcase themselves, to which it explodes on them. It was pretty funny. I laughed. It was awesome. Danhausen still somehow puts on the best segments of the show. He's a great guy. And then they also later on in the night have a segment where they go out there and the Miz starts saying that he realized he is cursed and that he is willing to accept to become Danhausen's mentor. And Kit Wilson goes out there and says, "Don't do it, please. I'm sorry." And then Miz is like, "Danhausen has did the three things: master, inspire, zone in." And Danhausen, or we got chances of Mizhausen. And he played us all. He ended up shaking or he did shake Danhausen's hand just to turn on him, attack him. The Miz and Kit Wilson just end up beating the hell out of Danhausen. And we get the confirmation that it is going to be the Miz and Kit Wilson versus Danhausen and a mystery opponent or a mystery partner at Backlash. At Backlash. But I'm excited for that. Who could be his partner? I don't know. I'm gonna make a video on that, on the top 10 people who could be his partner. But I don't know who his partner could be. It would have been perfect if it was John Cena, but unfortunately the brother gave up on you guys. Your childhood hero gave up on you guys. Look at you now, John Cena fans. Boo! I hate John Cena. Always will. I know that I don't hate John Cena the human being. I hate the character. Always will. Always have been. See that above me? It's Triple H. He wants to know if you're enjoying the show. Then we had R-Truth and Damon Priest give Fraxium a title opportunity, and I wanted Fraxium to win. Okay, I don't know why they didn't let him win. The reason is because the tag team division is dead now. It is dead. It is gone. It was released. Okay, and I'm sorry, but like Fraxium has held a dead division together. They were once in charge of holding a dead division together, and they ended up elevating it into becoming one of the best divisions, as they were putting a match of the year contender every freaking pay per view in NXT, and those two are capable of doing it. Uh, our Truth and Damien Priest are just funny together. That's it. They don't put on great matches and all that. But you know who does? Fraxium can make any tag team look good and all that. So I was like, oh, maybe we should give the title to Fraxium because they have experience in this situation. But I was wrong. WWE did not want to do that. So there's that. But what am I to know? I don't know jiddly squat. But then we did have the MFTs attack Damian Priest and or Truth afterwards. And I'm sorry, but get the MFTs out of the tag division. Then again, it's hard to say that because there's no one else there. They kind of hinted at Solo and Talatonga being the people, but then we realized, oh wait, just the other guys weren't there because they got attacked with Talatonga looking for vengeance. All right, so we had the MFTs go out there and then talk about how they're mad at Jacob because Jacob took out their family and he said that Talatonga is gonna deal with you and you're cooked. And I was like, are they really finally gonna build Talatonga as this big, evil, unstoppable force? Then I thought, oh wait, they're gonna build him up just for Jacob to take him down, isn't they? Uh, man, it sucks when you're built up to be a monster just to be easily taken down. And I'm gonna tell you this though, Solo, my God, he gave a promo of his life today. And then as he's giving the promo, basically saying that he brought everyone in, and he was mad at Jacob, and he said, "You're a dead man walking when you get into the building." The Usos come out and said that you can do whatever you want to Jacob after the OTC gets him. Like they're like, when the OTC says you can go, you can attack him. But then that's when Solo locked in, and he's all, okay, I don't care. He's not my tribal chief, not my OTC. And he's like, all right, I'm getting out of here. He freezes, and Tonga takes down the Usos, and puts belt to ass, and Solo walks up and then to a lifeless Usos and he says, "I don't care about the OTC. I don't acknowledge him." He says, "I don't give a damn what he says." But Jacob is a dead man walking, and then he says, "And if you weren't careful, you will be too." And then throws the mic down. Ooh, Jacob or Solo, talk to me. Bro, this was the type of solo we needed back in 2024. Did we get this type? I don't think so. I was hoping we get like Mafia Boss type solo, bro. Especially since he has more MFTs now than he did it back in 2024. But yeah, this was a good segment. It built up solo, built up Talatonga. Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, what the Usos doing here? But the Usos are there to elevate, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we gotta get the bloodline out of the main event because what is up next should have been the main event. But instead, it was on the second hour of the show, the beginning of the second hour of the show, and it didn't even close. And it was a main event segment. I'm talking about Ricky Saints versus Cody Rhodes. Yes, a feud that we fans have been waiting for a long time now just happened already. Like in the first hour of the show. Now let me tell you something. Mm, I don't know how to feel about this because yes, they showed that they are wrestling soulmates. Well, I don't know if they're soulmates, but they're great together. Okay, those two can go, and they're basically like brothers wrestling each other. And then it showed a glimpse of like what's to come, what their matches look like, and all that. And I can say, folks, I am hyped for them. I am hyped for their matches. But did cleanly. I didn't like that because then now it basically buried Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints doesn't have an excuse. He doesn't have anything to say. He can't say anything because if he lost. And you know what made it worse is right after the match it was over, Gunther attacked Cody Rhodes. And it made me infuriated because then that means Gunther could have just attacked Cody Rhodes anytime he wanted. But instead, they decided to have Ricky Saints lose cleanly. Granted, he is a rookie, but like, I don't know. Are you gonna keep up this story? Is Cody gonna go on a run with an open challenge? I don't know. I don't think he should. But his line, he's saying the same line. I'm easy to find, hard to beat. That's like an open challenge line, basically. It's an open challenge line I've ever heard it. But this feud that we have all been waiting for just ended right away. Like no warning, no nothing, just over. I don't know if it's over, but like the first match, I don't know how I feel about it. Then again, beggars can't be choosers. Then we had Royce Keys go out there and just squash Angel Garza. Uh, I don't know how I feel about this because WWE keeps up the same trope. Every time someone debuts, any big guy or anything like that, they just have squash matches every week until they actually get something, which I don't like. I hate it. Like, can we just have him in a feud or something already? Like with someone, and then you know what was crazy? Afterwards, he died. You know why? Because you had him hyping up Jacob Fatu, them talking about their history together and how they went on long road trips and then would go to work shifts right after the road trips, and would drive to what was it, 10 hours to Vegas, 10 hours back, and then clock in for a 12-hour shift. If I'm not wrong, that's 32 hours. No way you were awake that long. No, doesn't mean they were awake. They could have took turns in the car driving. But I digress. I don't know what that is, what the struggle is. But I can say they was me riding each other, bro. No, one was me riding the other, with Royce Keys just hyping up Jacob, reminding him who he is, saying, "You need to believe, you need to become the wolf." And then he says, "Maybe they made you forget the smell of the streets." That's crazy. That's a crazy line. But before he could say anything else, Tala Tonga ended up freaking boom, power walking through Royce Keys, murdering him, sending him to a table, flying. And then he ended up taking out Jacob Fatu, laying him down on a table, that didn't even break, and then had all these boxes and all that fallen Jacob, which is like, damn. It was gnarly. It was a gnarly attack, brother. It was. Then we had the women's tag match. I don't know what to say about this because it's just a normal match where they had a great match, I guess. No, they had a great match. Paige Being a legend, Brie Bella. Brie Bella felt like the third wheel in this return. You went Nikki Bella to Brie Bella to Paige. Yeah. Oh, this reminds me of AJ Lee, who was a little quitter. AJ, you little quitter. You show up to work, you didn't put no one over. Dude, AJ Lee doing this made a lot of people hate her. And I kept telling people, don't enjoy this return, because all she's going to do is feud with Becky and then ditch us again. I'm sorry, bro, but like, AJ, you got to pull it together. You're not making a great case for yourself. But, you know who also is becoming a part timer? CM Punk. He's like, I'm not going anywhere. Leaves. You part timing. You part timers. You part timing sons of. Anyways, I digress. It was a great match. The Rebella and Paige retained their titles. I thought Nikki Bella go out there and at least be their hype woman like she did at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? With the boot and all that. But I guess not. Play a role of her helping them win with using the crutch and all that. But she doesn't. In this show, we also had Tiffany Stratton going backstage and talking her schmack. And we had Chelsea Green come out and saying that happy birthday, basically, because it's Tiffany Stratton's birthday. And saying, I'm sorry, but the party was ruined because of, was it Nicholas or Pierce? I don't, I can't remember who. It had to be Nicholas. Prickles Nicholas, I think she said. I don't know. But she was like saying, let's go celebrate and all that. And then she's like, I'm going to take the title though. We're just going to completely skip over that. Basically, her saying that she's going to take the title from her, from Tiffany. But then Julia shows up and Kiana says, if I wasn't a good partner, then I wouldn't have gone Julia rematch. And then Tiffany Strand's like, no, I don't want you. I don't want Julia. I want you, Kiana James. Did we not understand that? Who wrote this? A child? We had Chelsea Green openly say she's coming for Tiffany Stratton's title. We openly heard Kiana say that she went to Nick Aldis for the title match and got Julia already a scheduled match for it. Just for Tiffany saying no, you were getting the title. Like, do we have no authority? No nothing here? Also, Chelsea Green is walking again. Doesn't say she's injured or healed yet, but still. I guess next week you're getting Kiana. I keep saying I guess, like it's not gonna be a great match. Kiana's a great wrestler. Kiana versus Tiffany next week for the U.S. title. And then I think she said something about an open challenge too. That's crazy. Another open challenge, ladies and gentlemen, I guess. Also, I'd like to take a moment of silence for the honorary, the guy, the man of the hour, the Hall of Famer, the legend. We had to dim the lights for as we were taking a moment of silence for the man, the myth, the legend, the gingerbread man. All right, we had our moment of silence with the gingerbread man. But yeah, Sami Zayn went out there saying he still believes in the real Sami Zayn fans. Still believes that they love him. Still believe the real Sami Zayn lovers are out there and all that. And that he's the good guy. Trick Williams is a bad man, and basically kills. How are you gonna say you're a good guy and then go kill a gingerbread man? Come on, Sami Zayn, you committed murder. You killed the man. Next week we're getting the funeral. Thank God, the man deserves a funeral. Rest in peace, gingerbread man. My condolences to the gingerbread woman, gingerbread kids, gingerbread grandparents, gingerbread sisters, brothers. You know what I'm saying? You lost a fellow man. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we get Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn at Backlash. Backlash. I can. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I'm done with the backlash saying, unless they release another match. But then again, I'm gonna be like Backlash. Main event was Usos versus MFTs, and it was a good match. Made me realize like, oh damn, Solo's their brothers, so they're probably having fun in there. And then Talo Tonga just being there menacing, I guess, as Solo was basically doing all the work, getting his ass beat, while also beating their asses. And you know what I thought of is how there's the eating thing where you lift your arms up like this. You imagine you're sitting, you're trying to eat, and then you have someone who stinks, who's been sitting with you next to you for 3 hours and sweating because some of the seats at shows are just real tight and all that, and it's real hot. You can get real hot, and then the Usos come out the main event, and they're just out there eating like this, letting the air out, bro. Letting the luscious green air out. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'd be mad. I'd be like, what the hell? I'd be like, close them arms. Maybe hate the eating more. Now, I did eat at Survivor Series when I went, and I can't tell you. Nobody stunk. So maybe my thing is retarded and it's useless, but I did have fun. I hate eating, but in the arena, it is inducing. It is intoxicating, okay? It's like a drug, okay? It got me to eat. It got me to eat. I'm ashamed of myself. I make fun of the eats and all that. Yeah, I yeeted. Then Brock Lesnar came out there, and I was like, yeah, go beat his ass for making me yeet. Know what I'm saying? And Brock Lesnar retired. Is Brock retired like fully or what? And they're just not gonna bring it up? I don't know. Well, wait. They just keep playing the same video package. But whatever. Gunther's on SmackDown now with Cody, so I'm guessing he did retire, I believe. But you had Jacob Fatu go out there and absolutely murder and annihilate everyone. I thought they were gonna have Tala Tonga stand tall, just to show that he's also a big threat. They also made him look like a big threat while also getting attacked and defeated by Jacob. So there's that. And then Jacob using the claw, the whatever it's called. I'm gonna tell you right now, that claw is stupid. It's essentially made me realize it is him grabbing your chin, raising you up. That's basically what it is. Jacob Fatu's finisher is now raising you up. Did Jacob Fatu raise you up? He raised up a lot of people today, I guess. That's the question of the day. Did Jacob Fatu raise you up? Goodbye. Like and subscribe. That's a review. Goodbye. Have a great day. And hope you get raised up by Jacob Fatu. And also your condolences to say condolences to the gingerbread man.